It's coffee break! Yay!
Yay!
Instead of that fake cheering, I'm just gonna leave that in there.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
This is it. This is the end of season 3.
We did it.
I will say this now, January 9th.
Is that when we come back?
Yep.
How many weeks is that? 2?
3.
3. Wow. Big old break for us.
Yep. We have the air conditioner running because it's hot as hell and I can't open the window.
It's also been a few more days than usual, than our regular schedule.
Yeah, we usually record on Wednesdays, so it's obviously Friday. It's gonna drop Friday night.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna release this immediately once it's done. The obvious reason, the Game of the Year awards.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about that, but first I found some weird things.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
What other news is there?
Well, I don't know why, because Snow White doesn't look good, the new Snow White.
No one looks excited for
And
it.
Disney hasn't learned a single thing. They're still going forward with Stitch.
Uh-huh.
I'm a little scared of that.
I am too.
But now we find out that they're working on Tangled live action.
Yeah. It's gonna be so bad.
Yeah.
Because her hair looks great in Engine.
Yeah.
It's believable. As believable as that much hair can be. And no matter what they do, it's not going to work live action.
No.
It's gonna be so bad. And you don't need to make this one live action.
No, you don't.
It just came out real recently. It's still perfectly charming.
I would have said if you wanted a mega money maker, why didn't you just go with Frozen? Just do Frozen.
I would do I guess Tangled is older than Frozen.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Same team.
Well, yeah, Disney.
No, it's not just Disney, but within Disney, it's the same animators.
Yes. But I don't know, man. I can't think of anything we could add. Not even just like I don't know what we could do to the film, whether it's add, subtract, or change anything that would improve it.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty perfect film already.
Well, my problem is casting. There's always a problem with casting. You cast somebody different, you know, a different ethnicity, a different gender, more ethnicity, and then everybody has a fucking fit.
Because there is only white people in that movie,
Yeah.
I suppose.
And I was like, so when's Flynn gonna be a black guy or Hispanic?
Oh, oh man, I was gonna say get Idris Elba, but he's a little too old for it.
They're kids.
Yeah, I realized my mistake. Who played Prowler? Nope, he's also too old. Dang it.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to find a cast of kids that can do that. Mm-hmm. Along with the CGI, you gotta cut out the chameleon. He's stupid and pointless.
Yeah.
The horse.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But if you get rid of Pascal and what's his name?
Well, you can't get rid of all the animal creatures, otherwise it's not a Disney movie.
Yeah, it would be disappointing if they didn't have their like iconic friends with them. You know.
Yeah. Also, I can only think of one Disney movie where they hinted.
Maximus. That was his name. That's the horse, Maximus.
Okay. Where they hinted at having a animal companion, but it left immediately, and that was the joke.
Oh yeah.
Enchanted? No.
Encanto?
Encanto.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to see a live action Tangled. That just sounds horrible to me.
No. No.
Austin Butler, also known for playing the bald white guy in Dune 2, who fights Paul.
Oh, okay.
And he just played Elvis.
Uh-huh. Yes.
He's being eyed to play Patrick Bateman in the new American Psycho.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I mean, not my first choice.
No.
By a long shot.
I would have got Timmy.
Timmy Chalamet, he could be Paul Allen, honestly.
He could replace Tom Holland as Spider-Man for all I care.
I still think Glenn Powell would have been a good choice.
Yeah, Glenn might be a little too old to play Patrick, just because I think Patrick's in his early 20s.
Yeah.
And I guess Austin Butler is that age. He has the height.
It's this weird thing. I mentioned it when we watched Alien Romulus, but I didn't mention it on the podcast. Is that the kids in that movie are the same age as the actors are the same age as the actors, basically, from the original Alien.
Yes.
Like Ripley. Like Sigourney Weaver. They're only like 2 or 3 years apart, but they look vastly different. And for some reason, actors, they say they just look younger now.
Well, that's just humans in general, because we're taking care of ourselves a little better. We understand health and diet. We have stronger medicines. We have weed.
True.
Yeah, there's beauty tips all over the place, how to dress up better. Yeah, it's fascinating. I've seen a lot of things where they're like, look at like the 1940s, here's a 50-year-old woman, and then like, look at today. And when you see the 1940s woman, right?
She looks like she's like the crypt keeper.
Yeah, and it's like she had a horrible life. She's been working on the farm since she was able to stand. You know, her husband beats the hell out of her.
Full of stress and hell.
Boozing it up all the time, and then you got your typical white house mom who can just use plastic to cover everything up.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
So yeah, that's all I'm saying. Austin Butler, I'm sure the acting chops are there, but it's an interesting choice. I just don't see it.
We'll see. You know.
Yeah.
It might not even end up happening, so we'll see.
Yeah, this is the second time I've heard them mention somebody, and I'm like, calm down.
It's gonna be a while till we see anything.
Yeah. The Pokemon team is currently working with the makers of Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, good of them. Good of them that they found more of that flesh-colored clay, I suppose. Did you hear about that?
Did they actually find it?
Yeah, they were lying.
Was it buried within the earth?
they could just use other resources to make the same color of clay.
Yeah. Why were they lying?
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe they just wanted to make a joke. Yeah, I never thought the clay would run out.
Make news, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess. What a weird thing to say.
Anyway, I am excited for this.
Yes.
Pokemon. Hope they're in the style of Wallace and Gromit. I hope it's not. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope it's not Pokemon style. I want that stretchy Wallace and Gromit-y face.
Well, it's interesting that they're moving in this direction. We've seen it for years that this is where they wanted to go with Pokemon. There was always the cards.
Yep.
Some cards are actual clay figurines.
If you go to Japan, you can take a little tour of the Pokemon card company, and you can make a little clay figurine, kind of like one of the ones that they used to make. They have a little class and everything.
Yep.
That's cute.
There was Pokemon Concierge.
Yep.
Sorry, I screwed that up.
Not claymation, but stop motion. Yes.
Claymation is stop motion.
Not necessarily. Not always.
How do you figure?
Well, claymation implies clay. Stop motion doesn't necessarily use clay. It can use wire figures or felt figures.
Okay.
They are...
So you got me with the technicality.
Yes.
And I'm not happy about that. This is going to be fun. This is going to be really cool. I love the idea of Pokemon in claymation. I remember I used to watch somebody build a lot of Pokemon in claymation.
Nice.
And then in high school, I took ceramics because I didn't want to take sociology. I've talked about that before.
Good choice.
Yeah. And
ceramics is a lot more fun.
Yeah, there was a kid who was just actually making the Pokemon, and then he was throwing them in the kiln and bringing them out.
I would have loved that. That's what I should have done.
I was never that talented to be able to do it. I tried. I made a lily pad with a lily on it. It makes no sense.
Nice. I made a million tiny figurine bunnies. They were great. They were all a different kind of styles. I had a ZZ Top bunny. I had a Playboy bunny, it was just a bunny, but it was pink and had a little bow tie. It was great.
Oh, okay. How many of these did you make?
20?
Where are they?
They're all at my parents' place.
Oh my god.
Hoarding a shelf of knickknacks and things.
Wow. Okay. Sony is reportedly done with the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Because of how bad Kraven is doing.
Honestly?
When I wrote this was before Kraven came out.
Uh-huh.
The reviews are out.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Woof.
When I was reading the IGN review, I read other reviews, but IGN specifically, because it kind of caught my attention. And I was like, why'd you give it a 3? You know, why? And the first opening paragraph is talking about how it was just laughter in the theater.
Oh no, and it's not supposed to
Nope.
be. Oh no.
It's just, people were like, this is so ridiculous. It's so bad. It's dumb.
I'm amazed anyone remembered this movie. Despite commercials coming out, it feels like white noise.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just slid off my brain like water off a duck's back.
Yeah, I still haven't seen Venom 2, Venom 3,
Madam Web,
and now Craven.
Honestly, Sony's always kind of sucked at this.
Sony always sucked at making movies.
Like, remember the Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah.
That was Sony too, right?
Yeah.
Why'd we trust them to do this again?
With Spider-Man,
Yeah.
they have the rights.
Guys.
So Marvel was struggling a long time ago. A lot of us know this story. And Marvel started licensing out characters for movies. Mm-hmm. And the whole way it works is if you make a movie with the character, right, then you get to keep the IP a little longer. So that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So they never want to give up Spider-Man because remember what I said, Peter Parker himself, just Peter Parker, is worth $2 billion.
Yeah.
And now he's got 2 new friends.
I don't know. Maybe you guys would be doing better if your movies were, like, good or something. Or you hired good people to make good movies for you.
Well, I think they're just terrible business people in general. Do you remember the emails that were leaked about how this, like, the bosses were laughing at casting and they're like, a black person will never be a lead, women will never be leads.
Yeah.
All the horrible things. They were talking shit about the whole industry, right?
Yeah.
And then J.J. Abrams made Star Wars Episode 7, and it's one of the biggest films of all time, and it just shut everyone up.
Man.
A lot of companies left Sony because of that.
Maybe they could just, like, get bought out by somebody. I mean, maybe they're the next Warner Brothers.
So, only their filmmaking division sucks. They just won the Game of the Year.
I guess so, yeah.
They do make products.
Stop doing movies. It's just so weird. It seems like they're intentionally trying to make them as bad as possible. Like, it's parody level.
Yeah, it's crazy that you would make, what, 6 films?
Yeah, 6 or 7?
So, well, you got the Venom trilogy,
Yeah.
Morbius, Madam, Craven.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So 6 movies.
Morbius.
You pumped out 6 of these movies. Mm-hmm. Do any of them actually really connect?
Not really.
There's no end credit scene to Craven.
I don't even think Venom really connects.
No, it had that one, like he was supposed to be in Spider-Man's universe, and
Like
then it just never went through.
It's the guy. It's Eddie. It's Eddie and Venom, but the shenanigans. I mean, I haven't seen the third one or second one, so I can't. I don't know, man.
Yeah, there's not much of an interest to watch those. Meet the Parents 4 is also apparently in works.
Why?
I was trying to figure this out, and I was like, Robert De Niro's broke, and I bet Ben Stiller needs money to keep making Severance.
Oh, on a similar... I don't think it's in your notes. I saw that they're gonna do, like, a revival of Malcolm in the Middle for, like, a 4-episode sequel spin-off thing.
That's stupid.
And I'm like,
Why 4 episodes?
Who wants this? No one wants this. Why are these actors agreeing to do these weird, decades-long after sequels and spin-offs?
Well, there's another one that's in works where it just got ordered to pilot because they want to bring back Prison Break.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Just make new shows,
Which is
guys.
so bonkers because Prison Break is not only just super old, but those guys were with CW.
Yeah.
And they played Captain Cold in Heat Wave.
Did they really?
Yeah, that's both of them.
Wow. I knew Captain Cold.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, they're like his brother in the other show is his brother in this show because they
great.
have great chemistry, so they kept them together.
I like that. I like that a lot.
This Arrowverse has been long dead.
It's this thing of, so for a very long time, companies only wanted to commit to things that had recognizable names, like
Yes.
like a history of success,
Yes.
because new things weren't working.
Yes.
But now I feel like we're really finally on the precipice of that doesn't work anymore, because no one wants a remake because they like the original and the remakes are never good. No one wants a reboot, no one wants a remaster, no one wants a sequel or a spin-off. And so this is going to start really failing. And I think if anything, Craven and like all of Disney's horrible sequels are really gonna like hammer this home that recognizability is no longer the name of the game anymore. You need to actually have good stories.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to come to the movie still for the name, it's not the name of the actors that's doing these films injustices.
No, I mean the names of the franchises.
Oh.
That's what I meant. Recognizable franchises and stories.
Well, here's the thing. Not everything has to be a franchise.
Yeah.
But they sure want it.
But here's our one movie. Oh, did Barbie do good? Can we do like 700 Barbie spin-offs somehow? It's like, stop. Just let it be good on its own.
God, I keep hearing things about the Penguin, and I'm like, it's long over, but it wasn't good.
It wasn't. It was really bad.
It was pretty terrible. And if you ever said that if you like The Sopranos, you should watch it, I'd say you're wrong.
Uh-huh.
If you told me that it's like The Wire, I would say you're out of your mind.
If you like, I don't know, The Lullaby Station, that's a good one to compare it to. If you like teenage monologue lessons in high school theater class, that's a great one to compare it to.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Renner thinks that he is back to being ready to play
Hooray.
characters the way he used to, and that the snowmobile accident didn't affect him.
Hooray. Good for him.
I would love to see it. I mean, I bet you're going to have a lot of training ahead of you.
Yeah. I don't know what he could do. Hawkeye's not really in the MCU anymore. I guess he could be in Mission Impossible.
Nope,
that one's
that's
ending.
over too.
Well, he could find something.
Yeah, so welcome back, Jeremy Renner.
Yay.
You should do another album. Mike Flanagan wrote a horror script. Mike Flanagan, he's known for doing Haunting of Hill House.
He's amazing.
Haunting of Bly Manor.
Yeah. Midnight Mass.
Midnight Club.
So good. Amazing.
Dr. Sleep.
He did.
So he wrote a new horror film. Oh, he's also working on the new Exorcist remake.
Yeah.
He wrote a new horror film that is now going to become a one-time horror superhero film.
Yeah.
Clayface.
Honestly, super excited.
We don't know anyone else attached to it. All we know is that he wrote this and they're gonna make it.
We've been, the society has been murmuring about Clayface for a while.
Way too long.
It's time we finally do it.
Well, Brave and the Bold? No. Cape Crusader.
Yeah.
They brought him in.
Yeah, there's also a version of Clayface in the Harley Quinn animated series.
Yes.
He's voiced by Alan Tudyk.
And he still voices him in... I was just reading this. Creature Commandos?
Cool. We need to watch Creature Commandos.
Yeah, we haven't watched that one yet.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Mm-hmm. Last time DC did something like this, it was called Joker.
Yeah.
And it was really good. And then they made a sequel, so as long as it's just a one-time thing, I think we're good.
This is what I want.
Yeah.
One-time spin-off, just an exploration of a character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need them to come back. They can just be the character.
Yeah. I wonder if it's going to be like a body horror, because he can mold and morph his face.
I hope it's like Superman meets the Fly. You know?
What does that mean?
I guess just superhero, not Superman specifically. But yeah, the body horror thing.
Oh yeah, I was thinking it should be a lot more like The Fly, in that sense of he can mold and shape his body.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a horror film, well, he's also a murderer, isn't he? He's a villainous murderer.
He's a Batman villain. His backstory could be whatever they want it to be. It changes every other universe. So, but I think yes. In general, yes.
I'm pretty sure he's a killer.
You're probably right.
Okay. Yeah, this is super cool. I'm very excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is scaring developers into announcing anything for 2025. That, I don't know how much that affected last night's Game Awards.
Yeah.
But GTA 6 is still not to be heard of or seen.
Yeah,
I read at one point they're worried about Trump.
I
And
heard
I was like,
about
what does
this,
that mean?
5 years ago.
What, GTA 6?
Yeah, the first murmurings that it was happening, and then I was like, where is it? what are we doing?
It takes a long time to build games like that.
Yeah, but it's been a while. It's been a long while.
It's the one that everyone's waiting for. Even I am waiting for it.
Big shoes to fill.
I don't think so. I thought 5 was okay. I'm not a big fan of GTA in general. Mm-hmm. I like playing them. It's just I prefer Red Dead.
Understandable.
I'm more of a Western guy.
They're more fun.
Yeah.
You got horses.
But I want to see, like, how interactive the world is, you know? Are we going to get to have all these cool things? Can I walk down the beach like they were showing off in the trailer?
Yeah, I guess we'll find. I have no idea.
Yeah. So, GTA 6 is still not announced. And Game of the Year awards.
Yeah!
Okay, we're going to start from the top. Game of the Year winner, Astrobot. Mm-hmm. We saw that coming.
Yeah, Astrobot. Spoilers. It swept.
Yes, it did. And Black Myth was, like, what, mentioned one time?
It won an award.
It won an award. Elden Ring? What the hell is going on with that?
Happily, Elden Ring didn't win anything.
It didn't win anything, but they're like, hey, new game.
Yeah. The DLC debacle.
Well, they were like, From Software, are you going to make another Elden Ring? And they're like, no. Here's the new one.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? So you had it done that whole time? Final Fantasy VII, not much to say there. You won voice acting.
Did it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it did.
Like some other thing. It won something. Best score, I'm pretty sure.
Metaphor.
Yes. Which I'm intrigued by Metaphor.
It looked cool.
It looks...
I'm surprised I've never really seen it until last night.
Yeah, it's not like I don't see ads for it. I only know about it because I've seen people talking about it. Mm-hmm. So.
Best game direction, Astrobot.
Yeah.
Best narrative, Metaphor.
Yeah, that's the thing that makes me intrigued. Because, like, it already looked cool, and I knew the designs were cool.
Best art direction as well.
And now I'm like, well, what's the narrative about?
Best score and music, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm going to be honest. No.
I'm gonna agree. It's nostalgia. You all like Final Fantasy VII's original music.
Yes.
And so it's like if I heard like the Pokemon theme, I'd be like, doesn't matter if it's like new or remixed or whatever. It's like, oh, I like that because I like Pokemon.
Yeah.
I like, yeah, it's deserved, but also nostalgia.
Well, also, I was going for Silent Hill 2. Mm-hmm. But again, that's nostalgia. I used to sit down and just listen to the soundtrack, you know, and to hear it again, it was really fun. But there's no artistic creativity going on in here. What, you made one song, you changed the sound? This has already been a work.
I do think Stellar Blade could have won. I like Stellar Blade. It
wasn't even on there.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, I was looking at a different list.
I am happy Astrobot didn't win this one. Just because the one song I heard that was Astrobot's theme every time it won, I got tiresome quickly, I'm gonna say.
Best audio design, Senzu Saga Hellblade 2.
And that's the one I was thinking about. I have never heard of this game before.
Well, it's the second one.
I've never even heard of Hellblade 1.
My bad. Best performance, Melina Juergens?
Juergens? Yes. Also from Hellblade 2.
Yep. So I was wrong there.
Good for her. She seemed very overwhelmed and happy. That was the first like official award of the night also. Good for her. I was happy.
Well, the first one they handed out to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luke Roberts, Silent Hill 2. I don't even know how you got nominated, dude.
Yeah, they showed that. I was like, really? The only thing I heard was that people were mid at best with his performance.
Yeah, and he got nominated for that? What the hell? Innovation and accessibility, Prince of Persia: Lost Crown.
I was really annoyed because I wanted them to explain what the accessibility innovation was. like there's another one I think later that's similar.
Games for Impact?
Maybe.
Neva?
No, community support. I was like, what exactly is it that made you stand out in this category?
Community support? Shouldn't that just be the community itself?
I think so, but I'm not sure. It's especially the availability impact one that I was confused by.
Best ongoing game, Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense to me. It would never be Destiny. It would never be Diablo.
I feel like Destiny was put up there just because unfortunately Lance Reddick passed away earlier this year and he's in that game. And so there's kind of like a resurgence of that. I feel like that's the only reason people talked about Destiny 2, because people don't talk about Destiny 2.
There are fans of Destiny. I don't know if it has anything to do with a voice actor.
I think so.
That's not really what the game's about.
Well, it's like a in memoriam type deal.
Oh, you just go watch Resident Evil live action Netflix. Best independent game, Balatro.
Yeah, Balatro also swept.
Best debut indie game, Balatro.
Yep.
Best mobile game, Balatro.
Uh-huh.
That's where it belongs. That's where that game belongs. It doesn't belong in Game of the Year category. It shouldn't have ever been there.
Yeah, I don't... Even, like, the developers of Balatro were, like, tweeting, and they were like, why are we here?
Yeah.
It just seems like they didn't want to acknowledge certain other games that could have been acknowledged because of spite or grudges.
What does that mean?
I feel like there were other things they could have talked about, but instead they filled it with Balatro instead.
Like what?
I don't know, more Nintendo. The only Nintendo game was Zelda Echoes of Wisdom.
Mario is on here.
Yeah, Mario Party Jamboree.
Yeah. Nintendo is not making... They're not pushing the envelope of gaming with their games anymore. The graphics are just basic. The games are just new fleshes of old games they've made before. Mario Party Jamboree? Jambalaya? I was thinking Jambalaya.
Mario Party Stew.
Didn't they just come out with one? Didn't you just get the newest one like 2 years ago?
No, that one was old by the time I got it.
It looks the same as Jamboree.
I think Nintendo deserves more recognition.
I think they have enough attention they can make their own awards for themselves. The best VR AR game. Mm-hmm. So I've never played this, but Batman Arkham Shadow.
Yeah.
I'm kind of upset about that win.
Why?
Would that Arkham City won Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And I think Arkham Asylum won Game of the Year. I think they both back-to-back won. And then we got to the third one, and it was crap, and there was Origins, and that was not well received. Yeah. Even though it's the same cast from Origins doing this one. Mm-hmm. And now they just won Game of the Year. It tells WB Games, Warner Brothers themselves, like, oh, they want Batman games, so we're going to make more Batman games.
Yeah.
And it's like, but... Do you know how many mess-ups you've made before you got to this? There was Gotham Knights.
Oh, God.
There was Kill the Justice League.
Oh, God.
There's a whole slew of
bad.
Yeah, just app games that went terribly wrong. The only thing that was functioning in WB Games, which they're adjacent to it, but that would have been Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Maybe they're just going to do a lot more VR stuff. Where you gotta be Batman and punch people.
I'm sure there'll be another one.
Yeah. Or maybe they'll just only focus on Batman. Because all the others are like the Bat Family or the Suicide Squad and whatever.
No, they're going to focus on Batman and they're going to turn up the heat with it. We're going to get more of these Arkham games, and I don't know. I don't feel like you should tell the bad kid he did a good job.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the greatest game ever. I don't know. I've seen the repercussions of it. Best action game goes to Black Myth Wukong.
Woo!
There you go. There's your win.
Well deserved. Best action adventure game, Astrobot.
Yep, Astrobot back again. Best RPG, Metaphor.
Yep.
Best fighting game, Tekken 8.
Sure.
Best family. Yeah, how did Dragon Ball not win this?
I don't know.
I was like, they just brought back Dragon Ball.
I wonder how do they decide on these? Like, what is there a council of people?
Yes. They go to Isengard at a certain appropriate time of day. That way they're not late. No, there's voting.
Okay.
I think the fans can vote on some of these things too.
I know. Yeah.
I try not to get too into it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just curious. Because there was a point where Game of the Year didn't mean anything.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was handing them out. How many times did Resident Evil 4 win? And how many times did, like, Zelda?
Yeah. Like, Ocarina's been given so many awards over the years.
It's like, great.
Yeah, they kept being like, this is our 10-year anniversary.
Give it Game of the Year!
And I'm like, I don't know, your first Game of the Year awards was embarrassing. In fact, the first 5-ish years of Game Awards were pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, there's that whole thing where they were very inappropriate and misogynistic.
Eddie Burback and his brother have a whole video going over it. It's hard to sit through. It's tough
Pretty
to watch.
easy to watch.
Oof, it just made me so uncomfortable. I was like, oh, that secondhand embarrassment of it all.
Why? You're just watching how it went down when it first came out. They clearly... Well, it's the one guy who's in charge of it.
Yeah.
And once you start to see that he's taking control, they get away from all that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
It was really G4 that was forcing them into those stupid situations. Because G4, they were like, well, we need gamers because we made a whole cable channel for gamers, so we'll just do this. That's funny, right? Guys like that.
Yeah, and only guys play video games.
Yes, and that was one of the most deadliest pitfalls they made in their judgment there, is to just ostracize everybody else except for males.
Yes.
What? It's a big world, dude.
Nope. Because it's because they weren't actually gamers. They didn't know video games, and they didn't know video game demographics.
Yes. Another weird thing that's happened, and I don't know, growing up, I was born in 92. Growing up, not many girls did play video games.
They did.
And not many of them talked about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Plenty of girls did, but they never talked about it.
Yeah. And it's like, okay. So I remember I talked about video games a lot.
Yeah, well, if you were a girl and you talked about video games, you got the quiz. The, oh yeah, do you know this and this? Can you name that character? And if you get anything wrong, the guys, they would sit there and look down their nose and be like, well, I guess you don't actually play video games then, huh? You're faking it, huh?
Yep. Okay, well, best sim strategy game, Frostpunk 2.
Sure.
Best sporting racing game,
Yeah.
Esports FC. That's Football Club.
Oh, is
25.
it? Wow.
The baby's awake after farting really bad. Best multiplayer. Yeah, best multiplayer game. Didn't we just do this?
No. That was best ongoing game.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Helldivers 2.
Helldivers 2. Best adaptation. So, you want to kick this one off?
So, the winner was Fallout. And I first of all, I love that Knuckles got nominated. That absolute disasteroid.
Yes.
But Fallout 1, I think, was very much deserved. Like, it was a very well-made show. The production quality was incredible. They did a lot with practical effects. They interwove, like, 3 to 4 different stories in really smart ways. It was very well done. Arcane did not win. And a bunch of Arcane fans got real salty.
Yeah.
And I know what it is. They're nostalgic for the first season, because the first season was very good. But this wasn't an award for the first season. It was the second season. And the second season was garbage. Mm-hmm. It was rushed and bad. And Fallout definitely deserved it. I'm sorry, guys.
I thought Fallout was great.
Mm-hmm.
I have no interest in Arcane. Everything you've told me about it sounds horrible. Knuckles sucked.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider was terrible. I hated that first episode.
Oh, I did see someone on Twitter be like, guys, consider this as to why Arcane didn't win. Maybe the best award to go through, best adaptation, shouldn't go to a show where the first thing everyone says to convince people to watch it is, don't worry, it's nothing like the game.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I never watched Yakuza.
No, I totally forgot about it, honestly.
Yeah, and then you asked me last night, you're like, is that like a dragon? And I was like, they're the same thing.
Yeah, I thought they were different things.
Most anticipated game, Obviously, Grand Theft Auto 6.
I think it should have gone to Wilds. At least we know that one's coming out.
Why?
Because I want it now. I'm anticipating it. I don't even know if GTA 6 is going to be this year. It could win this award again next year, for all we know.
It could. Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotai.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
I think Yotai? I am unsure.
Yeah, then don't say mm-hmm.
I was giving you affirmation because I wanted you to be confident in yourself.
I'm no longer confident. In fact, I solely am sorry for saying it so horribly wrong.
I've said everything wrong in my life. It's fine.
Content Creator of the Year, Queso.
Yeah, sure. I don't know any of them.
Best Esports, League of Legends.
Okay.
Best Athlete, Faker.
Sure.
Best Esports Team, T1, Leagues of Legends.
Okay.
And Best Player's Voice?
Yeah, this was the one people actually got to vote for.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, Black Myth Wukong. Yeah, the fans showed up for that online.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I've heard, it's not that great.
Also, I'm happy Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves, and Genshin Impact didn't win because their fan bases are all very annoying.
Toxic.
And those games are really dumb and bad. They're goofy, dumb, stupid gacha games, guys. They're dumb. They're not games. They're shiny lottery with anime waifus that you fall in love with. They're not games.
Sounds fine to me.
Not for awards. Not for prestigious awards.
Yeah, but it's the player's voice.
And they voted for the good one, Black Myth Wukong.
Who was saying Elden Ring Shadow of Erdtree should deserve anything? I remember when that came out, people were like, it's too easy, it's stupid.
Like
and then they just threw it away a week after.
Like the guys putting on the award show. They're the ones like, yeah, it definitely deserves it. That's our voice.
Yeah, okay.
So on top of the awards, there's also a million things that got announced.
Okay, Watcher 4 was announced.
Witcher.
Witcher 4.
Yes.
My bad.
I was like, Watcher, what's that?
So a lot of people don't like Suri? Cersei? No, Ciri.
Siri?
C-I-R-I.
Siri.
Okay.
Siri?
It's a fantasy name, so I don't care how much I botch that.
Yeah. I'm super excited. I think it looks awesome.
Well, a lot of people say that she looks ugly. And I was like, I don't know if you've seen the first few episodes of Secret Level, but everything's ugly.
Yeah. Also, I think she's fairly pretty. It's just, sorry, she's not like a supermodel, I guess.
What? She's a warrior. She's fighting monsters. What did you need?
Yeah.
If you wanted that, go play Stellar Blade.
It's just those people that were gonna sit there and whine and complain no matter what. First they're whining that it's a woman. I want to play as a girl, boo. And then now they're whining that they can't masturbate to her good enough. And so it's the same whiny crybabies as always.
CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
I've got a big fear for this game because I'm like, is it going to be one of those games where it comes out and 2026, 2027 is when this will ideally come out? Mm-hmm. Is it going to be functional, or is it going to be just as bad as Cyberpunk? Because remember, if we go back and we look at Cyberpunk and how they told us this is going to be the greatest thing ever, you're going to love it. It's so much like No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Where they're like, you're going to have all this custom ability and everything, and then it's just crap.
It doesn't have
But if you wait, wait a year or two, we could get it working. And it's like, why did you sell me this?
Like, a part of me was excited to play Dragon Age Veilguard, but then I remembered when I got Dragon Age 3, it just did not work well at all, and I was like, you know what, I'll just wait a year. That shouldn't be the mentality players have when you have a video game of, oh, I'll just wait a year. I'll just wait for it to get patched and be good, and the bugs will be fixed and stuff.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, 90% of all of these things that got announced, no gameplay. Just cinematic cutscenes.
Well, we don't have E3 anymore.
No.
And a lot of these guys, like CD Projekt Red, aren't bought out yet. Mm-hmm. Or they remain independent. Depends how you want to view it.
Yeah.
what platforms do they have to just announce things like this? It would be the Game of the Year awards, or they go hang out with Sony or Microsoft.
I guess.
There's that indie summer showcase they always have, but they're not an indie company. Yeah.
Yeah, still,
So
not a lot of gameplay.
they're just trying to sell you the idea that the game is coming.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is that up in the front of the whole theater is all the people who got nominated. Mm-hmm. And then in the back, there's like friends and family. But there's definitely sections in there of multimillionaires looking to invest to make more money.
Yeah.
And that would be the thing that I would be creating the show for, the Game Awards, is to get these millionaires to meet these game makers so that you can have this transaction to keep the business going forward.
I think for the most part I'm not bothered. Like, I'm very wowed with with Witcher 4's cutscene. I thought it was very fun.
Yeah.
But with something like the next one on your list, which was the last one they announced.
Yes, so this one was supposed to be the biggest one of the night, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet.
And everyone, like, they had so much build up for it, and everyone was like, what is this? So it's a new IP, obviously.
Yep.
It doesn't look bad. It looks pretty neat. Odd that Kumail was in it. But
Yes.
only his picture. Like, it looks neat, but also, like, the premise alone isn't unique enough to really, really sell me, or at least be super memorable. Gameplay would have definitely helped, and the snippet of supposed gameplay we saw didn't tell me enough about what I'm actually looking forward to.
It's Naughty Dog, which means Neil Gaiman? No.
Druckmann?
Drunkman. Drunk?
I don't know.
That was Drunkman. Neil Drunkman. My bad. The other guy's a comic book guy.
Yeah.
And probably a really bad person.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's attached. He's the writer. He's the creator of this game. Maybe, but that's not enough for me to be like, I never really cared about Naughty Dog games.
No, I liked Jak and Daxter.
It took me years to come around to playing Last of Us and Last of Us Part 2. Mm-hmm. And at the end, I'd be like, it's a fun game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that they're so amazing you should have an awesome TV show about them.
I don't know. This one is just like we've seen space before.
Yeah.
Nothing about it.
In fact, a lot of this was about space travel.
There's a lot of space and a lot of, like, high fantasy.
Yeah. And I was like, is this what video games are now?
I don't know. The thing is, like, you can have those gimmicks. Those are good old reliables to, like always fall back on. But you need that one really unique thing that helps you stand out above the rest.
Yes.
And this just didn't really have... Like, she even has, like, a weird, like, lightsaber kind of... It just reminds me of Rebel Moon, honestly.
Elden Ring, Night Rain.
It looked really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I like the world. I thought it was a Souls game at first.
It is.
Well, I mean, like either Demon Souls or Dark Souls.
Well, it was interesting.
Specifically.
I was talking to somebody else who knows about some video games today, and they were talking about the way they felt about this trailer. Mm-hmm. And they were like, it was kind of cool to watch the character jump up and grapple onto their beast.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like an eagle or something.
Yeah.
It did remind me of Torrent. Like halfway through the trailer.
Well, it's basically their own version of Torrent, right? And he was like, dude, that's just Sekiro. Huh. And he's like, it looks like it's Elden Ring, but with other controls from the games in the past. Mm. What's crazy to me is this is a whole new game.
Yeah.
You just made Shadow of the Erdtree.
Yeah.
Which was nominated for Game of the Year.
They want non-stop nominations,
and then
I guess.
We all complained it was DLC, so you made a brand new game and then dropped it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not released, but you're like, hey, this is happening. So, it's kind of cool. I like that. I'm not going to check it out.
On the topic of, like, the bird thing, and it being, like, Sekiro, I feel like a lot of games, like, recently are really prioritizing the flight or gliding mechanics in game.
Yeah.
A lot of getting up and seeing, very, oh, that looks a lot like Breath of the Wild.
I was going to say, I would blame Breath of the Wild for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole point, if you're going to be good at the game, you have to get airborne.
Yeah.
So that you can see what's around you and you can travel faster and further.
Yeah.
Which is dumb. At that point, just give Link wings.
And I'm like, just give me I want a horse. I don't want to fly. I want a horse.
Virtual Fighter?
Sure, I don't really play Virtua Fighter. But happy for you.
Yeah. Okami sequel?
Yeah! This is the one! Yeah!
I love that it's just called sequel.
Yeah, not even Okami 2.
Nope. Well, that probably implies it's not going to be Okami 2.
Well, technically, Okami Den was Okami 2.
Yeah.
So, this could be a midquel.
Or it's a whole new thing.
It's a whole new world.
Yeah, you're a bigger fan of this game. I never really got to play it.
I love it. I love Okami. I never played Okami Den. I didn't like the idea of having a child ride around on top of my wolf character, so I didn't play it. But I love Okami. Super cool.
That's the one where you are the wolf and you're a Matsuratsu.
Yes.
Yeah.
You hang out with the dude who has grass cutter. You fight Orochi. It's fun. Yeah.
Nice.
Orochimaru. Naruto's famous character Orochimaru suddenly pops in.
Borderlands 4 got shown off.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I'm gonna be honest. I like Borderlands.
Do you?
Yeah,
Why didn't you go see the movie?
because I like Borderlands.
Also, why was the movie not nominated?
What?
What cat shit is this?
It just looked really, I don't know, basic. None of the characters really had like a pizzazz that stood out. The Borderlands is so outlandish, and when your characters look boring in an outlandish world, that's not a great sign. But maybe I'll wait and see what else they have.
Yeah. Outer Worlds 2?
Mm-hmm.
I don't play it, so I don't have much to say. It was just fun to watch. Okay, this next one, Mafia Old Country. Oh my god. Just shut up and take my money. I was just like, why? I get to go to Italy? In the second one, you begin there because you're in World War II.
Oh.
So they like tease the old world to you, but then you come back to America and that's where all the game takes place.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, you get to be like the original Don who comes to America, but before you come to America. That's kind of cool.
It looked real gorgeous, too.
Yes. 2K, who makes this game, they're also known for making all those terrible sports games, which is so crazy. They have, I don't know if they're owned by the same company, but they have a good friendship with Rockstar. Oh my god.
The baby's waking up and got a big ol' shake.
They help them. 2K helps Rockstar with their cutscenes and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
They have worked with these superior guys, which I would say at one point Rockstar was untouchable. They were Pixar of video games.
Yeah, now they're the Pixar of video games, but current day Pixar.
No, because Pixar still keeps releasing crap.
I guess.
And
at least it's releasing something.
they've been playing it pretty safe by not dropping anything since Red Dead 2. Jeez, Dead 2.
They can't give us bad reviews if there's nothing to review.
You can't be mad at me.
Checkmate.
That's how you crack the code. So yeah, Old Country, that's gonna be fun. Expect a power on of that. Mm-hmm. It Takes Two studio. What are they called?
Oh, I don't remember.
Hazelight.
With Split Fiction.
Yeah, so I know It Takes Two is that yarn game.
Yeah, they're like, I think the plot is, it's a husband and wife, they're going through a divorce, and they get shrunk down into, like, gnomes? Like toys or something?
Okay.
I am unsure. And then they do this misadventure in their house, and with their, like, the kids' toys comes to life, and they fix their marriage or something.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah. There's also a scene where they have to, like, kill one of the stuffed animals, and that's the only scene anyone ever talks about, because they're like, isn't it sad? And I'm like, no, out of context, it's not sad.
Weird. Okay. Yeah, so split fiction, we're what, high fantasy and future.
Yep. A million YouTubers and VTubers and Let's Players will play this.
Yes.
Because it's a 2-player game, and it'll have a pretty decent story if the first one's anything to go by. It looks neat, I suppose. The guy was a real character. He was fun.
Yeah. And for a franchise that we just learned about last night, Sifu.
Sifu?
Shifu?
What's that one? Oh, from, what is that? Secret
Level.
Yeah.
Where he kept dying and coming back a little bit older until he could finally defeat his enemy.
Yeah.
But now they're coming out with a soccer game.
Sure.
So that's even more confusing because Sifu used to be a fighting game.
I mean, if Mario can play tennis with Bowser, I guess anybody can do anything.
Well, I guess if you wanted to do something weird like that, now's the time, even though from what I know about your franchise, this is about fighting and killing people. And it had nothing to do with sports.
They did Dead or Alive beach volleyball. So,
Did they?
no, I mean just like them in like
The world?
yeah. So they did do a thing where there was a fighting game and then they took those characters and did something else with them. So I guess a sports game isn't completely...
I just thought of something amazing.
Huh.
One Piece
Yes.
volleyball.
Yes. Oh, it wouldn't be fair. If you had Robin on your team, how could she not get to the ball in time? She would have to be the referee. It would not be
No,
fair.
I don't think you understood what I was saying. You just said Dead or Alive,
Uh-huh.
and I said One Piece.
Yes.
In the vein of Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
Because the way Oda draws women.
Oh, I was just thinking about all of them playing
Yeah,
volleyball.
you were thinking about their powers,
I
but
was thinking
you went in a
of-
weird direction there.
I was thinking of actual volleyball.
Yep. Thick as Thieves? Sorry.
Yeah, this one's gonna get forgotten about in
Yeah.
10 seconds.
I'm going to be honest, I already forgot. Dispatch? Forgot that one.
I'm excited for Dispatch. Laura Bailey's in it, and the guy who played Jesse from Breaking Bad,
Aaron Paul.
I think.
A.A. Ron Paul.
Ron Paul. I will buy it. Not because I really particularly like the idea of this game or not, but because I want them to make freaking Wolf Among Us Part 2, and they need money for that. so
I thought it was done.
No, it's not, and I'm annoyed.
It's not coming, dude. Give up on that.
My hopes and dreams.
You know when Shia LaBeouf was screaming, like, "Don't let your dreams be dreams"? This is one of those ones where you gotta let it be a dream.
No.
Yeah, stage fright?
Yeah, this trailer, while very charming, didn't really explain to me what the game was actually about.
It's saying from the developers of Overcooked and
Yeah.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah. It looks a lot like It Takes Two, you know, where it's gonna be like a split screen type of deal.
Yep.
I guess we'll see.
Onimusha?
Onimusha. Yeah, I don't know what this game is. I've never heard of it before, but I've seen people be very excited online, so it must be a legacy.
It is the first new Onimusha game since the original 2001 PlayStation 2 version was remastered in 2019.
Oh.
So 2001, I wouldn't have been able to play this game.
It's more recent than I thought it was going to be.
I wasn't allowed to play video games growing up.
That's sad.
Well, it was punishment. They knew I loved video games. They didn't have a problem with video games. They just used video games against me.
That's sad.
So the decision to make me a better boy was to take away video games. It's crazy. If you give me video games, I'm actually a way better person.
Yeah.
So yeah, this would have been one of those things that was forgotten. Interesting that it's Capcom.
They did a lot this year.
They haven't released Monster
Well, I guess they're
Hunter or anything Resident Evil.
they're working on a lot, I suppose.
Yeah, but okay. I'm curious. It's not because this is all pre-rendered footage. Mm-hmm. I can't make any decisions.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a samurai fighter, that's cool. But also remember, Ghost of Tsushima 2
Yeah,
is right there.
A lot of really great samurai fighters have come out recently. So you need to do, again, the thing, you need to have that one thing that makes you stand out.
And then Ninja Gaiden?
Yeah!
I said it wrong. I know I did.
I'm amazed. I didn't think they would ever bring this franchise back.
Yeah, and the craziest part to me is that it's the guys who made Blasphemous.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That, like, crazy hell-driven game that's nightmarish.
Sure.
But I was like, I mean, I guess a 2D side-scroller, that's kind of their thing.
The gameplay looked clean. It looked
Yep.
cool. I'm happy. I'm glad. Good.
So, now we get back to it. I believe it's Box Office Trolls. It's Box Office Trolls.
It's Box Office Trolls.
First up, Moana 2.
Yep, still gonna be up there for a while. It's the only, like, good family game movie out there.
Number 2, Wicked.
Yep, it's also gonna be up there for a while.
Number 3, Gladiator 2.
Good for them. I'm happy. They deserve it.
Number 4, Pushpa, The Rule Part 2.
I don't know what that is.
I have no clue what I'm actually looking at or what I said.
Pushpa, the rule. Pushpa struggles to sustain his
Sandalwood.
sandalwood smuggling business in the face of tough oppression from the police. Who made this?
It's a Bollywood film.
Oh, I should have guessed.
But good job, Pushpa.
Good job.
You get back at those fascist pigs. And you keep your sandalwood.
Yeah.
Why are you smuggling it?
Why?
Also, it smells so good when you burn it.
It does.
Number 5, Red One. Don't go see it in theaters. Go to Amazon Prime. It's right there.
Yeah. We haven't seen it. I don't really want to see it.
I am going to watch it. Number 6, Interstellar. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
It's a re-release. Number 7, Solo Leveling Reawakening.
Sure. There's a lot of weird things on here.
There are. Number 8, For King Plus Country, A Drummer Boy Christmas Live.
Wow. The drummer. It sounded so promising at first, and then Drummer Boy really took the wind out of their sails.
Yeah. Number 9, Y2K.
Yep.
And then number 10, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever.
I can't believe this one's still doing things.
It's not even Christmas yet, so why would it go away?
I don't know, because I haven't even heard anything about it. No one's talking about it.
There's Dragon Ball Daima.
Yup. It was good.
Yep, good.
It
Cool.
continues to be good.
Well, he went Super Saiyan.
Yeah. It hit a
And-
dope fight.
And you've learned that Glorio's a bad guy.
Yes.
I saw that coming.
I really wanted to believe.
He's gonna be that type of character who is a bad guy, and then at the end he's like, I just had a tough life, and I had to do what I thought was right, and actually I do want to live. And Goku's gonna be like, okay, buddy, let's be friends.
Yeah,
and then that'll be the end of that.
He'll be like so moved by how pure and good Goku is and whatever.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, look at Goku and his friends. They're so hot.
We're doing more like yeah. We're doing Majin stuff. That's exciting.
I've seen what it is,
Oh yeah?
and if you haven't, should I spoil it?
Sure.
It's a Cyberman.
What?
Yes.
No.
Mixed with a Majin Buu.
That's insane.
And he's, from what I saw of the picture of him, he looks very tiny.
That he is
Like-
a Cyberman.
Yeah, but he's like Frieza size. Like stage 1 Frieza size.
Oh. I'm so intrigued. This is gonna be crazy.
But then I was thinking about it and I was like, well, it doesn't make sense for me to judge him on his height.
yeah.
Because, well, I just mentioned Frieza.
And Vegeta also was very short.
Whoa. He's an inch shorter than me. Calm down.
Is he?
Yes.
I don't believe that.
Yeah. And Boo. Mm-hmm. Majin Buu.
Yep.
Fatty.
Yep.
Funny.
He loves playing around with body types and expectations.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You get to Super Buu and you're like, oh, dude, this guy's the jacked, like, skinnier version. He's got the neck roll thing and he's got the mouth.
He does.
Yep, he's so cool. And then when they beat him, he just reverts into Kid Buu, and you're like, whatever, this is stupid. And you find out Kid Buu is just a total different beast. Like, Super Buu you could actually handle.
Yeah.
If Kid Buu went gorilla on
It'd be over. Yeah.
He was just too much.
You're lucky he's a good guy.
Now.
Yeah.
It took the power of the universe for Goku to drop it on him, and he was resisting it for quite a while before he had to give in, being obliterated. So I don't know what this new Buu could be capable of.
I'm so ready for like the long game on this one.
It is still a fun show. We finally got to see him go Super Saiyan. He's Super Saiyan.
10 out of 10, no notes.
Yeah, that was it. Keep watching. The Hobbit.
Yeah.
1977.
Yeah.
I did a film review.
It was a good one. It
is.
was a good review.
It's a very good review. The numbers are weak. And also, Honest Trailers decided to do the same thing.
Yeah, on the same day.
And I had to call them and be like, guys, what the Obviously, I don't know them. I just thought it was funny. And I knew what their thought was when they did it. It's the same thought I had. We got the new Lord of the Rings movie out. Mm-hmm. So let's kind of hype it up. And the art style is very reminiscent.
It's very charming.
Yes.
I was so charmed by it.
I can't believe this is your first time watching it.
Me too.
Now, if you've seen the review, there's nothing more for me to say. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it.
Yeah.
You want to talk about how much you love it.
It was great. It was just, I just really liked it. I never realized just how bad the pacing was. Like, I knew the pacing was bad with the live action version, obviously, but I didn't realize just how tight it could have been until I saw this one. And I was like, oh, this was way better. We didn't need 3 dragged out, boring as hell movies.
Yep. Well, they cut out your favorite part, which was all the political drama of Lake Town. And yet, see? You're already upset about missing out on all of that.
Yeah.
And
there's no Radagast running around with his bunny sled.
It's so crazy. I just don't remember that part in the book.
It sounds like it wasn't there.
Yeah, so crazy.
Weird.
Yeah, no, they hit up all the cool highlights. I wish they showed off the final battle a bit more.
I get the point, you know.
Well, it is very close to the book when it comes to that. Mm-hmm. Bilbo gets knocked out, and then the battle ensues, and then when he comes to it, right, because no one can find him, he's wearing the ring.
Yeah.
When it comes to it, he takes off his ring and sees the devastation of war, and Thorin is on his deathbed.
Yeah.
And we saw, like, the cool little pixels of them showing all the armies fighting and the eagles picking people up and dropping them to their death.
That was crazy.
Yes.
Those pixels of the eagles dropping people, intense.
Yes, and then they come down and just keep redoing it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh my god, they're just killing everybody. Mm-hmm. The goblins stood no chance.
No, God, no.
They should have never showed up to that fight. Mm-hmm. The music is better.
The music's great. Oh my god. Down to Goblin Town is like the best song. I loved it. 10 out of 10. It was stuck in my head for days. Fantastic. The live action movie should have leaned into that way more.
Well, one of my favorite things was looking at Elrond.
Yeah, crazy.
What the hell?
What was up with his halo?
The halo and his eyes are so glowing. And then...
Also, he was nothing like the wood elves they ran into.
In the wood elves, I saw this Reddit post where they put Elrond and Thranduil next to each other, in which they don't even address him by Thranduil. They just call him the Elf King.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, but that's Lord Elrond? Like, wow. You're not even going to call...
Also...
Okay. And then, yeah, he's just this dirty brown boy, all, like, sitting in his chair weird with his, like, leaves.
Yeah.
And, like, Elrond's sitting at this, like, nice little table.
In his little cabin,
Yep.
which is all it is.
Yep. I don't know if Rivendell is supposed to be that big.
I had a lot of fun with the movie. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Beautiful, fun, charming. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it a 5 out of 5. Alien Resurrection. So this will be the next film review.
Resurrection? No, Romulus?
Why does that say Alien Resurrection?
Is there even a movie called Alien Resurrection?
What's the last one called?
I don't... Prometheus? I don't remember. Maybe you wrote Romulus, and then, like, your computer auto-corrected it to Resurrection.
Maybe. After doing some quick research, Alien Resurrection is actually Alien 4.
So weird.
I did try to spell Romulus, and I wasn't doing right, and I was like, but I know it's got an O and a U and an S in it. Somehow I got Resurrection that has all those in it.
Technically, yes.
And maybe I was just like, whatever, I'll remember that later. No, we're talking about Romulus, the new one.
Nice.
I don't want to talk about Resurrection.
But the one no one talks about.
But actually, no, maybe I do want to talk about Resurrection. There is a similarity between these two films. We did not really talk about it too much, did we?
No.
And I wanted you to tell your point, before you forget and we do this hiatus thing. And then I'm doing a film review where I'm going to really state my point.
Sure, okay.
But yeah, do you want to talk about how much you enjoyed the film?
Which one? Romulus?
Yeah, Romulus.
We did already. A few weeks ago. When we first watched it.
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
we skipped right over it.
No, we talked about it. I distinctly remember how I talked about how it took my breath away.
I remember you said a few things and I was like, no, we gotta move on.
No, I can't think of anything else I want to add to what I said.
Okay. If I've said this before, I'm sorry. The human aspect of a human and a xenomorph coming together is not a new thing for the Alien franchise. Resurrection did it first.
Oh, did it really?
Yes. It did it disgustingly. It's creepy. It speaks.
I don't think any way wouldn't be disgusting.
Yeah, but then there's Predalien.
Oh.
Which is the Alien versus Predator. I know there's a bunch of different xenomorphs. I'm just going off the films. I don't want to talk about the comics because I don't read them.
Yeah.
I used to play the games, but I stopped that too.
I think it's cool. I think this is a cool thing.
The way they did the human xenomorph in Resurrection was creepy. I knew about it months ahead of watching the film.
Resurrection or Romulus?
Romulus. Did I say Resurrection?
You did.
I'm done. I quit. So what'd you think of Krampus? So I did watch Krampus. I just didn't make the review because I was just like, I don't want to talk about Krampus for 6 minutes and then work for half a day.
Did you just realize that there wasn't as much to say as you wanted?
Yeah, I have half a script that's pretty solid. It's just not finished. Mm-hmm. And then doing all the research and then realizing, like, wait, next year's the 10-year anniversary of this film? Mm. Why don't we just save this for its 10th anniversary?
Yeah, sure.
And just give it a true, like, ode, and it'll be a year, approximately.
I will say, it's not one you want to watch every year, because the, like, thrill of it goes down when you're more, like, when you're ready for what's happening.
Yeah.
And so it's less exciting the next time around.
I don't think the movie's good until the third act.
It's really slow.
I understand it's a horror film, but Michael Daughtry has to amp it up, and just seeing, like, the Jack in the Box. Mm-hmm. Right, Der Clown.
Yeah.
He isn't his full size yet.
Yeah.
And he pops out, and the little girl, the daughter under there, is freaking out, and then it's implied that he ate her, right? That's not really as terrifying as when you see Der Clown in his full size, and he's eating a kid whole, and his mouth is, like, his bottom jaw splits open, and it screams.
Yes.
It screams.
So many of them are really... So they all have such great designs, the, like, monsters and stuff.
There's a lot of them in there.
But except for the gingerbread cookies. They're a little boring.
The gingerbread cookies are 3 famous actors.
Yeah, like Seth Green is one of them?
Seth Green's one of them. The guy from Rick and Morty who got kicked out. He did Rick and Morty. He was one of them, and... oh my god, what was the other guy?
It was another, like, big name like that. Like, surprisingly big for such a tiny bit role.
Yeah, he also did voice work. And it's just like, how did you just... What, you found them just standing next to each other on the street? Like, you see Beavis and Butthead? You want to be in my movie as Gingerbread Man?
Yeah, sure, why not? It's just, I was gonna say, their designs are so cool. It's a shame how, like, limited their screen time is.
Yes.
They could have been in way more. We could have had more.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the beginning of it is to set up, like, the ugly side of Christmas to hammer home the point of the narrative.
Yeah.
But it just takes so long. It's just insufferable to sit through.
Yeah. I'd say the most disgusting design is Krampus himself. Here's my reasoning.
What?
Hooves,
Yeah.
creepy long fingers, nails,
Yes. Yeah.
antlers, larger than life.
The chains.
The chains, it's awesome. It's all working.
It's really cool.
The tongue, that's also an accurate thing.
Surprising.
It's very accurate to every depiction of him.
Mm-hmm.
Human face. Now, it is the most unsettling thing you could possibly imagine that creature having.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a
what?
lot. It's too much.
it's just an old white man's face with just devilish features all around him. It's creepy. I'm like, ew.
Yeah. It oddly humanizes him, which I don't like that.
When I was reading this, not the script, but like a breakdown of the plot, and how Max, the kid, was like, I'm sorry, don't do that to my cousin. I should have never wished for any of this. You know, this is all my fault. Take me instead. It was like Krampus acknowledges that Max it feels this way. And, you know, watching the movie, he does look at him and kind of nod his head. And I'm like, oh god, it's
It has
sentient.
It has thoughts
Yes.
and feelings.
It's like he understands his pain. Ew. I'll hang out with your clown all day.
Yeah.
But that's too creepy for me. But the monsters, amazing. Weta did great. Weta did Language in a Wardrobe,
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
Great practical
Ton of
effects.
stuff.
Yes.
I don't understand why we decided to make a comedy.
It would be weird. Like, something crazy would be happening. Like, a character would presumably die or get, like, seriously injured. Then the next thing you know, the aunt gets, like, wrapped up in, like, Christmas lights, and she goes, oh, golly gee. And then there's a cartoon-ass, woo, like sound effect as she gets whipped out the window.
Yep.
And I'm like, what are we doing? What tone are we doing?
They make this weird, like, Jew joke.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, there's one moment at the dinner table.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
And they look at Adam Scott, and I'm just like, it wasn't funny in any context.
No.
And I get it, it's Christmas and the Jewish, but
And
we
like,
just didn't need to do that.
It's also weird because, like, they paint it like this, and then you're like, okay, so I hate that guy, and I hate his family, because they're all
Yeah.
assholes.
Yeah.
And then later it's like, no, I'm supposed to be rooting for them. And it's like, I'm not. Like, when the main character, Max, or whatever his
Yes,
name,
Max.
when he's like, no, don't take my cousin, I was like, yeah, take her. She sucked. That was a bitch. Fuck her.
She's just a product of her parents and the environment.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing of,
The
like,
true villain was not Krampus or the grandmother. No, that was the aunt.
yeah.
Or the other family, or that. It was Omi.
Yeah.
Omi's the grandmother.
Yeah,
Omi's
yeah,
the
yeah,
one
yeah.
who summoned him in the first place.
Well, on accident. Not this time, though. I don't think she summoned him this time around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she brought those traditions to America
Mm-hmm.
and then imbued that into her grandchildren, in which Max was capable of doing the same crime.
I don't think she has control over it.
Yeah, but she should have. Well, okay. It's when she starts speaking English and the aunt is like, I knew it. She could speak English. At that point, I'm with the aunt on that. I'm not mad that, like, you don't want to speak English all the time.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
You know, I get it. Your foreign language, or your
You're
native
at,
language.
You're at home, you know?
Yeah, that's fine. But when things get this dire, children are being eaten by giant monster clowns,
Yeah.
and gingerbread cookies have become alive, and they're trying to burn down the house. Maybe now's the time to start explaining some things.
Explain it before the halfway point of the movie.
Yeah, like, don't tell me you knew what was happening.
My gripe is, so she's Adam Scott's character's mother.
Yes.
He never translates anything she says. Like,
Neither does Max.
Well, Max knows what she's saying. Yeah, he does. Like, they'll be like, what's she saying? And Max will explain what she says. We never see Adam Scott's character. I think once he will.
When they talk to her, the two characters,
Yeah.
they speak English to her and she speaks German to them,
Yeah.
and they respond in English.
Yeah.
So clearly, there's indications that this character knows English, but they also refuse to use German.
It's very...
But they know German.
it feels almost like it was a different script and then they changed something somewhere.
So the director is Michael Daughtry, sorry, and he said he was fascinated with Krampus when he got a postcard from someone and thought it was cool, and then when he was working on this movie, he was like, this would be a fun idea. And so they threw together this script. I think the whole point was for him to enter the industry, and it definitely booked him one of the craziest gigs possible, because the movie he makes after Krampus
Yeah.
is Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
The best directed movie I can think of.
Best directed kaiju film. Save. -1. We have not seen it
We
yet.
have not seen it yet.
But as for dude, Rodan on the volcano with the cross.
God. Oh
like,
my god.
I won't. The King Ghidorah,
Yeah.
or as you call him, Ghidorah,
It's
expanding his wings behind the cloud and shooting out the lightning so you can see how massive this. Do you want to watch that tonight with our new surround sound?
yeah. You never realize how bad other directors are at conveying the sense of scale until you start comparing it to King of Monsters. Because like with Zilla versus Kong, they're just framed the same way like Captain America and Iron Man would be framed in a scene.
Yeah.
There's all bust shots and like headshots and whatever.
Yeah, and that's the whole point, is they're supposed to be squaring up on each other, right? But in Godzilla, the King of the Monsters, the second one, there is definitely a difference of size. King Ghidorah is massive.
Yeah.
He's way bigger than Godzilla, and this was the biggest version of Godzilla we ever got until recently. And then you got Mothra and Rodan,
Yep.
who are also kind of the same size as each other.
Well, you're never confused on the scale of these things. Even if it's something as Rodan flying like by the other jets and killing them all because he's so big, you know.
Well, yeah, he did that you're talking about, his cool twirl.
Yeah.
And he just knocks them out of the air.
You can just always get a sense of like the scale of the monsters, either by how they're framed in the shot or what they're doing in the shot.
Well, would you have made King Kong smaller than Godzilla?
Yeah. Make him scrappier. Make him the underdog.
He's supposed... Okay.
I think that would be fun. He already needs to get a whole axe or a sword or a gauntlet or whatever dumb gimmick they're giving him this time. A mount. A steed.
He rides Godzilla next time?
He already did that with the Frost one, remember?
When did he ride him?
That was the whole thing with that movie. What was the latest one called?
New Empire.
Yeah. Yeah, they rode around on the Frost one. The orangutan did. And then when they beat the orangutan, King Kong did. Do you remember that? It wasn't good.
I don't remember King Scar riding Shimu at all.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't remember Kong riding Shimu. I remember at the end, Kong was standing there next to Shimu and Little Bud.
Yeah, little bud. Diddy Kong.
Diddy Kong. Why is he in that fight? Anyways.
To sell more dolls.
Yes. That was our feelings about Krampus.
Yeah.
Next up, Pokemon news.
Yeah. Finally. 2 to 3 days? Question mark?
New pack. You guys already know it. I just wanted to double down on this. Mystical Island
Yeah.
comes out the 17th.
Yeah.
Which is next Tuesday.
I'm excited. I have almost 300 hourglasses. I've been saving them up.
Nice.
I'm ready.
I've got 13. And I just got those last 3 today. What I can do is just wait.
You could.
No, obviously I spent mine getting the booster packs, in which I now have Charizard, Pikachu, and Mewtwo.
Oh, yeah, huh? The big, like, special gold background.
Oh, I wasn't
for-
gonna say the coolest, like, version you can have. I just wanted to say that so people would be like, so what? Everyone has those. And it's like, no, you don't have these.
I feel like the ones people are most like, it's always that one weird, like, I don't have, like Exeggutor still.
Yeah.
And not Exeggutor EX, just Exeggutor.
Yeah, the one where he's sitting on the rock.
I also don't, which we had a whole conversation the
Oh
other day.
my god, if you... So, you know how I struggle to imagine King Kong riding Godzilla?
Yeah. That's not.
Or relating with anyone in the original Game Awards. That would freak me out. If I saw a palm tree with 3 heads, a fat, short palm tree, 2 legs, 3 heads, sitting on a rock.
Yeah.
Casually.
It's like if you didn't, if Pokemon were real and you didn't know what it was, like you hadn't seen or heard of Exeggutor before.
Oh my.
That has to be terrifying.
I quoted, what was it? Demon Slayer.
What am I even looking
Yeah, I can't remember the character's name. The blonde kid, when he stares at the spider with the human face, he just freaks out. Like, that's my reaction to it. Like, what? How?
Something so weirdly ominous. Like, it's such a pleasant little picture. But just thinking about the sentient tree sitting down for a second in like a 2 human pose.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Just like, no.
It didn't just sit on the ground. It found a seat.
Yeah. What is your most prized card?
My most prized card?
It doesn't matter about rarity. Okay? And I'm going to make this the question.
Nice.
Like, all the thumbnail and question stuff will be done tomorrow morning. So if you get there early, just wait. I'll post it. But I'm really curious to what your guys' is.
I can tell you what mine is. There was an event. It might still be going, I think.
The Venusaur?
The Venusaur, that's like that full art of the Venusaur sleeping.
Sleeping, nice.
That one. I did so many battles. I have 9 Onyxes.
9 event Onyxes.
Yes. I just kept getting Onyx and Jigglypuff and Haunter. I finally got the Venusaur. Finally. I think it's just really beautiful art. I made it my phone home screen. That's it. That's the one.
My full art, but the ultra rare Zapdos. Zapdos is one of my favorite Pokemon. Not my favorite Pokemon, but he does mean a lot to me in terms of just, growing up and it's just being in the area of where Thunderbirds used to be.
Yep.
The legends are passed down. There are roads and stories out here of Thunderbirds, right?
Underrated of the bird trio.
And I've always loved them. When I would play the original games, I would go out of my way to go back to the power plant to get him. He was always my clutch electric type.
That's also always cool because in your adventure, you have to go through the volcano and the ice cave.
You don't have to go through the Seafoam Islands.
Don't you?
No, you could totally avoid them. Sorry.
Well, I wish I knew that when I played yellow version. But the power plant is really out of the way. You have to go back to Misty's town, I think.
And then cut differently.
In a completely different path, go around Bill's house and whatever. It's you really have to mean it to go there. You have to explore.
In game, you are behind Bill's house, but you can't just go to Bill's house and go behind it. There's a mountain in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gen 1 sucks. I hate its map. It's so confusing.
It's not.
There's one house to get around the town in Cerulean City. There's one house that's been broken into, and no other building has a back door that you can exit out of. And nothing about it implies it's the entrance to the back door for you to go out of.
Yeah, okay.
I was stuck for too long.
Did you try to save up money for the bike?
I did. I'm
damn.
I got it. The solution.
I'll ride a bike through the house. There's a door. No, yeah, just him flying over the power plant. I love it. My deck is my favorite deck is my electric deck. Pretty gnarly pretty gnarly if I play it right.
I've exclusively been using my fire deck because I wanted the Venusaur. I was also using it a lot before the Venusaur event. I'm now tired of it because I've used it a million times.
I've worked with that electric deck over and over again. I started building it because of the Lapras event. And then just Fate had it. They were like, do you want Zapdos? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, here's 2 EX Zapdoses and a regular. And I was like, that's awesome. And then they're like, here's the ultra rares, by the way. And I was like, so I have so many Zapdoses.
I don't have any ultra rares like that.
No.
I have like some full arts, but nothing like that.
I don't think a lot of people have the cards that I have, unless you're part of the premium, because we're kind of cooler than you guys. No, you don't need the premium. What you actually need to do is just open more packs.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the trick. You don't need to pay for it. It is nice to have that Pikachu and Mewtwo card. But, and yeah, every morning I get to open 2 packs.
Yeah, I only get the 1.
Yeah.
Then I have to wait for like 4 o'clock.
If you use those, here's a little tip for you. If you use your hourglasses to open your pack, say you don't like waiting for a certain time for a pack to open, and there's a more opportune time, say when you take lunch,
Yeah.
use those hourglasses next time you're at that time to open that pack. It will change the time of when the pack's open, and it will actually make it so that every day, say we're going to lunch, right? Your pack will be available.
Yeah.
And that's how you do that. So it's easier to just, I don't know, live. Okay, and finally, to wrap the entire thing up. This was a fun season. It was a lot of work.
It was. A lot happened this year.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to remember.
Yes.
I'm looking at One Piece going like, oh yeah, at one point I played that game. I remember it started with Skinwalker.
Yup. Wow. I don't even remember what I did last January.
I remember I did a very daring thing, and I decided to make a film review
Yup.
about probably Zack Snyder's greatest film ever, Rebel Moon, Part 1,
Yep.
A Child of Fire.
And now, here you are with your Hobbit review.
Yes. Hobbit review. Game. But so here's what's going to go on. Of course, we don't come back until next year.
Yep.
I want to take a little break. I think we should, just because the news is going to die down. It's the holidays. I want everyone to just enjoy the holidays.
Yep.
And I want to focus on my work.
Yeah.
This week, next Tuesday, Garbage Eggs, mascots, ranking,
Yep.
video game characters.
The final ranking.
There will be 24 characters. The first couple dozen... No, that doesn't make sense because there is a couple dozen.
There's only 2 dozen, yes.
There's going to be a certain amount of characters who are going to get very, like, Flashpoint
like,
ranking.
yeah.
Because there's so many. I want to talk about these dumb characters. And I'm not saying I'm going to bring these dumb characters into the real ranking because there are some really cool ones in there, you know. Pikachu and Mario.
Yeah.
Link. You know, Kratos. But I want to talk about them. So we're going to have a really, like... It's going to be a little longer than the other ones have been.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be as long as you think it is. It's going to be more gauged for fun and fast-paced learning. After that, Alien Resurrection, not Romulus review. And then for the end of the year, I wrap it all up with the Wendigo.
Ooh.
I'm going to do another cryptid video of the Wendigo. Just because a lot of that Skinwalker stuff kind of tied into the Wendigo. They are not the same.
Nope.
The video will explain.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, he's a winter-themed monster.
Yeah.
And in some stories, he has a heart of ice.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
which that will be the title of it.
There was a whole My Little Pony episode. There was a Christmas special.
Yes. A very famous cryptid, and I would like to talk about this one.
Became much more famous, popularized in recent media thanks to Until Dawn.
Yes.
Which I love. They're making that movie still, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, they finished filming it.
I'm excited. I want it.
Unless it's a Warner Brothers film and they just decide to scrap it and write it off for taxes.
No, I can't wait for it to be so dark I can't see anything.
Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, is that you?
Woof.
And then, so 2025, we begin season 4 of Coffee Break.
Yep.
What will change Absolutely nothing. No, thumbnails will change. That's going to be the first thing.
Oh.
Yep. I'm probably going to not bring back Crunch Time.
Okay. It was a fun experiment.
I don't think Crunch Time made it in season 3, did it?
I don't think so.
If you remember Crunch Time.
It only lasted for like 7 episodes, maybe.
God, it was terrible. I have a lot of concept art from it too.
I know.
And it's crazy concept art of like a humanized chocolate bar leaning against the wall with his head just bleeding out.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I had like a sorcerer with a lollipop who was like trying to destroy people.
I think you had a different idea than what the parameters of Coffee Break was going to let you do.
Yeah, I had a totally crazy idea. It was fun. The cryptid stuff is going to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
I plan to only make 4 cryptid videos throughout the year, and it's mostly because they're not getting great views.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But I also know that I'm doing something unique, and it is a passion project of mine that I still am doing research on.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned so much more about skinwalkers than ever.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to ever redo that, it would be a totally different video with a different vibe.
Yeah.
I would tell you the things that I've learned that other people on the internet aren't even telling you because they didn't actually read the books.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been. What else was there? No more garbage eggs. This is the last one.
Yep. The
Omega 13's coming back, but it's going to be just me.
Yep.
More Power On.
Of course.
Once we finish up Assassin's Creed, we're going to move into Wukong and eventually make my way to Indiana Jones.
Nice.
Because Indiana Jones got some crazy reviews. A lot of people were very upset that didn't make the Game of the Year awards.
It was so last minute.
Yes.
It just came out.
It's a very last minute thing. And I was just reading about how they're like, should they push it into January? And I was like, here's the problem. It's award season. And if you start clumping these together, right?
Yep.
Then it becomes exhausting.
If you start worrying about releasing things in time to get an award,
Yeah.
then you're gonna end up rushing productions.
Yes. Or you halt them
Yep.
and then let them come out.
I was thoroughly impressed. Like, it's Troy Baker, who's already an amazing voice actor.
Yes.
Revolutionary, iconic, amazing. His impression of Harrison Ford for Indiana Jones, amazing. Like, I didn't even think that, I thought that was him.
Oh yeah, Harrison Ford was there, huh?
Yeah, he was. Have you seen the pictures people are talking about?
Where he's just staring at Harrison Ford like, what the hell?
No, it's Troy, Harrison, and then who was that other guy who was standing there with them? The game developer, I think.
Short round?
Yeah. Anyway, they're standing next to each other, and they're incremental heights, and
Yep.
someone's like, they're the Wi-Fi symbol. And then I saw another one where Troy and Harrison are the same, but they made the other guy even shorter.
I didn't know Troy's that big.
Yeah, he's apparently a giant.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I did like what Harrison Ford had to say about, like, if I knew he could do my voice that good, I would have just did the job.
Yeah.
Which is a funny joke.
I'm glad they did that first, because Harrison did not look like he wanted to stick around for much longer.
Well, I've talked about this, and it's well known that he does not like interacting with fans.
No.
He doesn't care about the fandom of his work.
Truly does not. Like, people, when they ask him things, he openly makes fun of it.
Yeah.
Like, someone asked him something about Han Solo, and his response was, I hate George Lucas. I want to punch that guy, or something like that.
He doesn't hate George.
He's also a million.
Yeah.
He's so old.
Yeah.
That took forever.
Dude, he's so old, he started wearing earrings.
That award took like 3.5 hours. The whole thing, the Game Awards, he's not going to stick around. He needs to go to bed. He's so old.
Damn, okay. Okay. So what is the crazy thing that I want to do for 2025? Every Tuesday, there will be a film review. I have done the math. I have checked twice
Like Santa.
online.
I said like Santa.
I heard you. There will be a film review every Tuesday. It's 52 film reviews.
Nice.
No, 53, my bad. And
Is next year a leap year?
yeah.
Huh.
No,
No?
it's 2025. Leap years are only on even years.
I don't know. I thought there's only 52 weeks in a year.
Then it's 53.
Okay.
Sorry. What happened was the original plan was for Alien to be Aliens review on New Year's Eve day.
Oh, I see. I
So
see.
it screwed up my math. Just like how Coffee Break was supposed to end sooner than whatever. So yeah, scheduling is a thing.
I believe in you.
Yep. So starting in 2025, every Tuesday, you should be able to get a film review.
Nice. I'm excited.
It's crazy.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh, I did an analysis for Watts versus Ironwood, the gravity fight.
Wow.
That should be up for patrons tomorrow.
Did you point out that ugly thing you found?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
It's so good.
If you're curious about mess ups or animation techniques, you gotta watch this. This is bonkers.
It's my favorite thing to find animation goofs. Not because I want to make fun of them. It's because I just think it's fun.
Yeah, but you weren't even looking for this.
No.
And then you found
It
it.
just stumbled into my arms like a gift.
Yep. And then, what? It ran out your drag time for another hour?
Yeah. And then I'm also going to do my top bests and worsts of the year lists, which I can't wait for everyone to disagree with me because no one ever agrees with me.
Is She-Hulk on it?
That's my most disliked video.
That's
and I
awesome.
guarantee no one watched it. I bet they just saw her on the thumbnail and disliked it.
Nice. Okay. Anything else you want to share?
Nope, that's it for now. Just working on things.
Yep. Basically, we're just taking the time off to let the news build up.
Yep.
Enjoy the holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Yep.
Happy Kwanzaa. Happy New Year's.
Yep.
Happy every holiday that anybody's celebrating. Happy birthdays.
Yes.
Happy death days.
Yeah, if that's your thing.
Um,
Happy anything that's going on in your life.
if a baby is born, happy. If a puppy is born, merry.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Eat lots of food. Mm-hmm. I've got a good feeling about 2025.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you don't think about American politics, you are just rocking hard.
If you ignore that part, then yeah sure.
I'm like, this agenda doesn't affect me. I'm a male.
I'm just going to dive into The Hobbit. Let's just talk about The Hobbit.
Yeah. Which, yeah. Man. Oh,
Yeah.
this is going to be fun.
Hobbits.
Yep. Thank you for listening. Again, happy holidays. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your year.
Bye-bye.
Bye. We are testing the audio just for you.
Oh, I can't sing.
Wasn't even singing.
That wasn't singing?
Nope.
What was
I
that?
was just rhyming.
That sounded pretty singy to me.
I mean, that's probably as far as most people get. But that's not singing. There's...
Not for me.
Nice.